Hey, Profe Loco here with another special education moment to answer a question. How can I help my child with disabilities deal with grief? And that's a tough one because it's hard enough for a child when they're in general education dealing with grief, but a child with special needs has a difficult time sometimes expressing their feelings and also understanding what's happening in the relations to the loss of a loved one. So I'm here in front of this saguaro cactus, and we just had a monsoon rain, and you can sort of see the rolls in that saguaro, and the rolls represent that it absorbs water. In just one storm, a saguaro like this can absorb like 200 gallons of water. They live to about 100 to 175 years old, grow up to 50 to 100 feet. It's pretty impressive. But it stores all that water in, and that's good for the saguaro. But for a child with special needs dealing with feelings of grief, it's not good for them to hold those feelings in or not have a way to express them. And that's the question we want to answer today. How can I help my child with special needs with grief? Well, for one thing, just be there, show up. They need you now, but they need you more in 6 months, whether you're a teacher, a friend, an aunt, uncle, relative. They will need you, and don't think that they don't, because they will. Next one, celebrate the memories. Use a student-authored book where they dictate and you have family pictures showing different events that happen with that loved one, and create a little book out of it for their favorite memories. You can also create a puppet show. You can do a small little video just with this phone with them acting out or describing events in their lives, or even just pointing to photographs of the activity with that loved one that they lost. Words are not always necessary. If you look in the oldest book in the Bible, Job, they're not even sure who the author is of that, but it's considered a work of art, and just in its dealings in human relations and in the spiritual realm also. But the best thing that Job's friends did when they showed up was to say nothing. And they said nothing for 7 days. And sometimes with a child with special needs and just our family members that have lost a loved one, you just need to be there, and you don't even have to say anything. In fact, Job's friends, that's when they got in trouble, is when they actually started talking, offering advice that was not necessary. Consider discussing the afterlife with your child with special needs. Well, how would you do that? Well, however you believe in an afterlife, you can always just talk about change or rebirth. Just get some dried pinto beans, and they look dead, but put them in a baggie with a wet paper towel, tape the baggie to the window, and watch the rebirth of that seed. And that's one illustration on how you can talk about the afterlife, like a new beginning. And however way you want to discuss that in your personal beliefs, but that is a starter for that, using the seed with the moist paper towel in the baggie taped to the window. Maintain routine. Structure are very important, especially with a child with special needs, just in regular circumstances. But with grief and a loss, that can compound things. You can make a memorial. You can plant a tree in the loved one's memory, so it's a visual representation. A teacher friend of mine who lost her brother, who was a teacher, gave heart-shaped rocks to people traveling and would put those in different places as a memorial and a memory of her brother who had passed away. I was fortunate to be able to put one of those heart-shaped rocks in the Grand Pyramid in Cairo, and as a memory, because he was a kindergarten teacher. He loved kids. Anyway, this is Profe Loco. Be there, show up, celebrate the memories. Words aren't always necessary. Discuss the afterlife, maintain routines, make a memorial. This is Profe Loco with another special ed moment. Bye-bye.